Welcome to the world of gaming. In this video, we're going to take a thrilling journey into the future. We'll be exploring the top 10 upcoming action RPG games of 2024. These games promise to deliver heart-pounding action, immersive role-playing, and cutting-edge graphics that will redefine our gaming experience. So let's dive into the future of gaming. Let's get started. Avowed is a first-person fantasy RPG developed by Obsidian Entertainment and published by Xbox Game Studios. The game is set in the fictional world of Eora, which was first introduced in the Pillars of Eternity franchise. In the game, you play as the envoy of Eter, a distant land, and your mission is to investigate rumors of a spreading plague. The game takes place in the Living Lands, a mysterious island filled with adventure and danger. The Living Lands is home to many different environments and landscapes, each with their own unique ecosystem. The game features a variety of spells, allowing players to perform feats such as freezing enemies in ice. Players can use magic, melee weapons, and firearms to defeat enemies. The game also allows for a mix and match of swords, spells, guns, and shields. Companions from a spread of species will fight alongside you, each with their own unique set of abilities. The game contains realistic violence against intelligent species, wildlife, and fantastical creatures. It also contains mature themes, drug and alcohol references, and sexual references. The player may also participate in drug and alcohol use with their companions. Black Myth: Wukong is an upcoming action role-playing game developed by Game Science. Rooted in Chinese mythology, the game's story is based on Journey to the West, one of the 4 great classical novels of Chinese literature. As the Destined One, players will venture into a fascinating realm filled with the wonders and discoveries of ancient Chinese mythology. The game promises breathtaking landscapes and uncharted adventures, creating a new epic tale. One of the major highlights of the game is its diverse cast of adversaries, each with unique strengths. Players will engage in epic battles where surrender is not an option. Aside from mastering various staff techniques, players can also freely combine different spells, abilities, weapons, and equipment to find the winning strategy that best suits their combat style. The game is set to release on August 19, 2024. The Fable is an upcoming game that promises to bring a fresh perspective to the beloved franchise. The game is being developed by Playground Games, known for their work on the Forza Racing series. This marks a new direction for the developer, transitioning from racing games to a fantasy RPG. The remake is a complete overhaul of the original Fable, The Lost Chapters, and Fable Anniversary games. It features updated graphics, a retold plot, enhanced gameplay mechanics, and entirely new elements to increase both the role-playing and action elements of the games. The game is set in the whimsical realm of Albion, a distinctly British, dark comedy-tinged fantasy world with a heavy focus on moral choice. The game's release date has not been announced yet, but it will be available on Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and PC. The Fable remake is expected to retain the humorous spirit of Lionhead's previous games in the series. Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn is an upcoming action role-playing game developed by A44 Games and published by Kepler Interactive. The game is set to be released in Q3 2024. The game is played from a third-person perspective and the player assumes control of Nor Vanek, a member of a coalition who must save mankind from extinction by fighting against the old gods. In Flintlock, the player can use melee weapons and flintlock firearms to attack enemies. The game features a challenging yet rewarding combat system that blends axe-wielding, gunplay, and magic. The player will be accompanied by Enki, a mysterious fox-like creature. Enki can be commanded to distract or stun enemies, teleport the player, or infuse Norse attacks with magic. The open world of Flintlock is divided into 3 different regions. Players can partake in different side activities, which may change the state of the game's world and its population. As players complete quests and explore the world, they will meet other non-playable characters. The game is set to be released for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X and S. New Arc Line is an upcoming single-player, story-rich RPG developed by DreamAte and published by Fulcrum. The game is set in a fantasy world undergoing a technological revolution, similar to the United States on the brink of the 20th century. The game takes place in the shining metropolis of New Arc, a city attracting millions of immigrants, mages, and technologists of various races who arrive by steamboats and zeppelins in search of a better life. However, beneath the city's golden facade, social tensions are mounting. Segregation, inequality, and corruption run rampant, and a civil war is looming. In this world, technology and magic are incompatible. One obeys the natural laws while the other rips them apart. As a player, you will have to choose your side in this conflict and decide the fate of this world. The game allows you to create your own character as a human, elf, dwarf, or giant, and choose your gender, background, and appearance. Your choices will affect how the inhabitants of this world treat you. Sandland is an open-world action RPG based on Akira Toriyama's manga. Developed by Japan-based studio ILCA, the game is set in a desert world and follows the adventures of Beelzebub, a childlike demon, and his companions as they search for a legendary spring. The game offers a fast-paced action RPG experience, with the player able to pilot several different vehicles, including a customizable tank and a jump bot. The tank is designed for combat while the jump bot is used for platforming areas. The game's graphics harness the power of modern PCs and consoles to render Toriyama's cartooning style in great detail. The game is a beat-for-beat recreation of the anime, making it a delightful throwback to a bygone era of anime gaming. A demo of Sandland is available for download on PS5, PS4, Xbox Series X, and PC. The full game is set to launch on April 26th. Senua's Saga: Hellblade 2 is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Ninja Theory and published by Xbox Game Studios. It is the sequel to the award-winning game Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. The game is set in the myth and torment of Viking Iceland, where the protagonist, Senua, embarks on a brutal journey of survival with the intent to save those who have fallen victim to the horrors of tyranny. The game involves a battle of overcoming the darkness within and without. It carries over the concepts and gameplay elements of its predecessor, including permadeath, utilizing puzzles and runes to advance, and an examination of Senua's mental state. A new fighting system, more dynamic and realistic than the previous one, will also be included in the game. The game goes deeper into the Norse mythology and history that served as inspiration for the narrative. It takes place in Iceland, and Ninja Theory has collaborated with Scandinavian folk music band Heilung for the game's soundtrack. The game is scheduled to release for Windows and Xbox Series X and S. The game is a third-person action-adventure game with more complex combat and a wider variety of opponents. It was announced in December 2019 at the Game Awards 2019. The game's mature content description indicates that it is intended for a mature audience. Stellar Blade is an upcoming action-adventure game developed by Shift Up and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The game's setting is a not-too-distant future Earth, which has been ruined beyond recognition during a global invasion, leading to the expulsion of humanity from its home planet. The remnants of the decimated human race have fled to a colony in outer space. The protagonist, Eve, is a member of the 7th Airborne Squad. Eve arrives on the desolate remains of our planet with a mission to save humankind by reclaiming Earth from the Naytiba, the malevolent force that has devastated Earth. The game features a highly detailed post-apocalyptic world that blends beauty and horror. It offers a thrilling slice of razor-sharp action, with players engaging in fast combat and facing epic boss encounters. The game also features a deep, unforgettable adventure with mature themes, mystery, and revelation. Exploration features wall scaling and swinging on ropes for environmental traversal. The overworld has NPCs who can provide Eve with side quests. The game utilizes the PlayStation 5 DualSense controller's haptic feedback. Synduality: Echo of Ada is an upcoming action game developed by Game Studio Incorporated and published by Bandai Namco Entertainment. The game is set in the year 2222, in a dystopian future where a mysterious poisonous rain called the Tears of the New Moon has wiped out most of humanity. In this world, players assume the role of drifters, individuals who make a living by collecting rare resources known as AO crystals on Earth. These drifters face off against xenomorphic creatures known as Enders and other players' drifters, while relying on their AI partners, Magus, to guide them through their journey. The gameplay centers around cradle coffins, armed vehicles that players can fully control and personalize. Players can join other drifters online to either help them in their missions or hinder their progress by fighting to loot their precious resources. Synduality: Echo of Ada is a unique blend of PvE and PvP elements, offering an immersive third-person shooter experience. The game is set to release soon and will be available on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC.
Gothic Remake is the highly anticipated reimagining of the classic role-playing game Gothic. The game is being developed by THQ Nordic, known for their expertise in creating immersive role-playing games. The full release of the game is scheduled for the second half of 2024. The game continues the Gothic series, which is renowned for its rich storytelling and complex characters. The title remake suggests a complete overhaul of the original game, promising improved graphics, gameplay, and possibly new content. Like its predecessor, the game is expected to feature a mix of combat, exploration, and decision-making. Players can likely expect to see familiar faces from the original game, as well as new characters. The game's setting, the Kingdom of Murtana, is a world filled with diverse cultures, dangerous creatures, and political intrigue. Choices made by players are expected to have significant impact on the game story.